You will win any woman with just 2 words. They open everything psychology tricks. The strongest man in the world is the one who stands most alone. Henrik Ibsen. You've been misled your whole life about what truly matters when it comes to attracting a woman. Society tells you it's all about looks, money, height, smooth talk, or trying to please her. But the truth is, none of that makes her love you. None of it creates the kind of attraction that keeps her up at night thinking about you. So, what really makes the difference? It's 2 words. Just 2 words that have the power to unlock something deep within her, not because they deceive her, but because they tap directly into the way women are wired. When you understand this, you'll stop begging for attention and validation. You'll stop trying to impress. Instead, you'll become the kind of man she can't ignore. Imagine meeting a woman. Instead of scrambling for the right words to impress her, you lean in, calm and grounded. With just 2 words, her entire energy shifts. Suddenly, she feels seen, respected, and challenged. The attraction moves from being a game of effort to a force of nature. The weak man talks endlessly, over-explains, and tries to impress. The strong man says less, but carries more weight. To become that kind of man, you need to learn how to use these 2 words with strength and confidence. Women aren't drawn to effort, they're drawn to essence. They seek the man whose words come from a place of certainty, not desperation. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." If your thoughts are desperate, your words will be too. But if your thoughts are steady, self-respecting, and masculine, your words will radiate strength. Women feel that even before they consciously realize it. I'll explain why these 2 words matter, how they fit into the psychology of attraction, and what happens when you say them from the right frame. Because the truth is, without inner strength, those words mean nothing. But when you've forged yourself through discipline and self-respect, they become unstoppable. 1. Men overcomplicate attraction. Attraction doesn't have to be a complex, mind-bending puzzle. Yet, too many men overcomplicate it. They think they need to solve some secret formula, the perfect words, the perfect gestures, the perfect timing. They spend hours memorizing pickup lines, analyzing articles, and strategizing their next move like they're trying to crack open a safe with a complex code. But here's the truth: that approach doesn't work. Women aren't drawn to complication, they're drawn to clarity. Take John, for example. At 49, after 3 years of divorce, he was trying to get back into the dating game. Every time he sat across from a younger woman, he turned the interaction into a job interview. He thought that more words, more compliments, more effort would win her over. But all he ended up doing was pushing against a locked door. The real issue wasn't his age, looks, or status. It was the noise he was creating. He was overloading her senses, filling the space with meaningless chatter. And when that happens, there's no room for real psychological connection. Here's where most men fail. They don't understand that women don't fall for the man who talks the most. They fall for the man who means the most. The key to attracting a woman is presence, not performance. Every word you say either reinforces your strength or exposes your insecurity. Words from a confident, grounded man are far more powerful than a string of empty compliments. This is where psychology tricks come into play. Female psychology is wired to respond to authenticity and simplicity, not excess. If you want her to feel something real, you don't need to fill the air with noise. You need to create space for her to connect with you. There's a reason why 2 words spoken from the right frame carry more weight than 50 words of flattery. The truth is, simplicity is power. Truth is power. And when your words come from a place of clarity, not overthinking, you'll find that you don't need to overwhelm her. In fact, you'll make a much stronger impression by letting her come to you. The key is to stop trying to win her over with excess. Don't explain yourself, don't turn every date into a speech, and don't drown her in unnecessary chatter. Strip everything down to its essence. When you understand this fundamental shift in mindset, you'll realize that the man who can command attention with just 2 words is the man she cannot forget. The psychology of attraction is less about saying the right things at the right time and more about being present, authentic, and grounded. It's about letting your words be powerful because they come from a place of truth, not from a place of trying to prove something. So, next time you're on a date or talking to a woman, think about how you're showing up. Are you overcomplicating it with too many words, or are you being clear and authentic? Don't fall into the trap of thinking that the more you say, the more she'll like you. Remember, simplicity in your words speaks volumes. It's not about how many words you use, but how meaningful they are. In the end, that's how you unlock attraction. That's how you win her heart. 2. The psychology of curiosity and challenge. Here's the thing that most men don't realize: women aren't attracted to what they already know. No, it's the unknown, the mystery, that pulls them in. Curiosity is the spark that ignites attraction. It's like a match lighting up a dry forest. Once you've got her attention, the flame can grow, fueled by the right kind of energy. And challenge? That's the oxygen that keeps the fire alive. Without it, the flame burns out. Don't overdo it. When you flood her with information, when you talk too much, give away every detail, try to explain everything, you kill the curiosity that makes her want to learn more about you. You take away the very thing that makes her chase after you. You leave her with nothing to discover, nothing to keep her coming back for more. Think of Daniel. He was a successful, confident man, well respected in his career. But when it came to women, he made the mistake of over-explaining. On dates, he'd go on and on, talking about his work, his past relationships, his ex-wife. You name it. He thought that by sharing all these details, he was being open and honest, that he was showing maturity. But instead of drawing women in, he drained them. They were left bored, uninterested, and, frankly, exhausted by all the talking. One night, though, everything changed. A woman he was with asked about his last relationship. Most men would have launched into a long-winded explanation, but not Daniel. Instead of going off on a monologue, he leaned back in his chair, smiled, and said two simple words: "Not important." And just like that, the atmosphere shifted. She leaned in, intrigued. She wanted to know more. Now, Daniel wasn't just another man droning on about his past. He had become a mystery, and that mystery was magnetic. This isn't just a random occurrence. Psychology backs it up. Women are wired to test for mystery and strength. Why? Because both signal survival value. A man who doesn't give everything away immediately demonstrates control, restraint, and confidence. He shows he doesn't need her approval to feel good about himself. And that is powerful. As Seneca wisely put it, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. So why not use this principle to your advantage? Allow her imagination to take the lead. Let her fill in the blanks. Instead of offering her all the answers right away, give her space to wonder. Give her room to think about you when you're not around. This doesn't mean playing games or being dishonest. It simply means creating the space for curiosity to grow. You see, when curiosity is alive, attraction never dies. You want to be the man who doesn't fear silence. The man who doesn't feel the need to explain every little thing. You want to become the man who can leave her wondering, and in that wonder, she'll find herself drawn to you. As a high-value man, you don't need to chase after validation. You don't need to fill the air with constant chatter to win her over. The challenge, the mystery, is what sets you apart from all the others. When you stop oversharing and start embracing silence, you allow her to feel the pull. She starts thinking about you, not because you've told her everything, but because she wants to know more. Attracting women isn't about trying too hard or being someone you're not. It's about stepping into your masculine energy and being comfortable with who you are. It's about being the kind of man who doesn't need to explain himself all the time, the kind of man who can leave her hanging on those two powerful words: not important. So, don't give her everything right away. Be the man who doesn't spill every detail. Be the man who keeps her guessing, who keeps her curious. And in that curiosity, you'll create an attraction that keeps her coming back for more. Because remember, when curiosity is alive, the chase never ends. And that's the kind of attraction that keeps her thinking about you long after you've left the room. 3. The two words that flip the frame. Here they are, my friend. The two words that most men never use, yet when spoken from the right frame, they have the power to shift everything. Let's break it down. The average man is constantly trying to control the situation. He forces, he convinces, he overcompensates. He believes that by being in control, he can avoid rejection. But here's the hard truth: women don't want to be dragged along. They don't want to feel suffocated. What they desire is the freedom to choose you, not to feel like they're being chased. And there is no greater psychological trigger for that than giving her the frame of choice while standing solid in your own. It's simple. Let her feel the power of choice in her hands while you remain unwavering. Consider the story of Eric, 55. He was out with a younger woman, and when the time came to decide what to do next, he didn't beg, he didn't push. Instead, he calmly looked her in the eyes and said, "You decide." That was it. No pressure, no chase, no convincing. And in that moment, something shifted within her, a feeling she'd never felt before. It was freedom wrapped in strength. She chose to follow him, not because he forced her, but because he allowed her to step into the decision herself. That, my friend, is power. Psychologically speaking, this works because women are wired to seek autonomy in their attraction. They don't want to feel trapped. They crave a partner who is grounded enough in his own strength to allow her the freedom to come to him on her own terms. When you say, "You decide," you flip the frame from neediness to abundance. You show her that your world doesn't collapse if she doesn't make the right choice. This detachment, this indifference to her decision, ironically draws her to you more powerfully. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. When you say, "You decide," you're not giving away power. In fact, you're showing mastery over your own. You're showing that no matter what she chooses, you remain whole, unaffected. This is the shift in mindset you need. Stop fearing her choice. Stop trying to control the outcome. The real power comes from the peace of knowing that you're not dependent on her decision to feel complete. Speak the two words that show her you are unshakable. You decide. These words are more than a mere invitation. They are a statement of confidence. You're giving her the freedom to make the choice, while demonstrating that you are not in need of her decision to validate you. And this, my friend, is where the magic happens. When a woman feels she is the one choosing you, she will never forget it. The key here is detachment, grounded in strength. The Old Stoic wisdom teaches us that we must not allow external circumstances to control our internal state. Stoicism wins every time. By mastering your own mind and emotions, you stand as the unmovable center of your world. In that space of clarity, abundance, and iron will, you allow her to feel freedom. And it is in that freedom that her attraction to you grows stronger. Understand this. To be a high-value man, you must not bend, chase, or force. Stand firm in your power and allow her to come to you. That is the true test of your masculine energy. The more you can detach from the outcome, the more you will draw her in. The great Stoics, like Epictetus, knew this truth. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. When you master your own reaction, you create a space where nothing shakes you. You become the rock, and she, the tide, can't help but be drawn to you. Remember, you decide what your world looks like, not her. And by showing that, you give her the freedom to choose you in the purest form. You must live by the iron mind, unaffected, calm, and confident. No more chasing. No more neediness. Let your inner strength speak louder than your actions. The frame is yours. Take it. If you found this valuable, comment below, and share it with someone who could benefit. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights and wisdom. Comment to remember, I am a high-value man who knows my worth. The two words that can flip the frame in your relationships are "you decide." When you embrace this mindset, you show power, freedom, and confidence in your own value. Stand firm, let her choose, and watch the attraction grow. 4. Why control kills attraction? To win a woman's heart, you need just two words. But before that, let's understand something critical. Control kills attraction. Here's a truth many men miss. The harder you try to control her, the faster you lose her. Think about it. A man who is constantly seeking to control is driven by fear, not love. He demands certainty, knows where she is at all times, and checks in on her every move. He clings to her asking for constant reassurance, convinced that this will keep her close. But that behavior doesn't feel like care, it feels like a trap. Women can sense when the air is thick with control disguised as love, and it kills desire faster than anything else. Take Robert, for example. He's 47, and he met a woman 15 years his junior. He thought the best way to secure her love was through control. He texted her every morning and night, demanded she reassure him constantly, and dictated how often they would see each other. Within a few weeks, she started to pull away. It wasn't because he wasn't attractive, it was because he was smothering her with control. Women do not crave a warden, they crave freedom. A woman's desire thrives in the presence of a man who makes her feel free, not trapped. This is where female psychology comes into play. Attraction is built on polarity. The energy between the masculine and the feminine is what keeps the spark alive. The masculine creates structure, but without imprisoning the feminine. She thrives when she feels safe, but safety doesn't mean being suffocated. A man who can detach from outcomes sends the most powerful message of all: I am not afraid of losing you. This type of emotional freedom is magnetic. It pulls her in because it's a reminder that he can live without being emotionally dependent on her. This mindset shift is crucial. Stop clinging, stop seeking constant reassurance, and start trusting. Speak less and allow her actions to reveal her truth. When you stop needing to control everything, you invite a deeper, more magnetic connection. Detachment breeds desire, while control breeds resentment. It's a hard pill to swallow, but the more you try to lock her down, the further you push her away. Instead, when you let go, you're telling her, I trust you. I trust myself. That trust builds attraction in ways that micromanaging never will. Epictetus, the ancient Stoic philosopher, put it this way: freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. This applies to her choices, her moods, and even her actions. When a man lives with this understanding, he no longer clings, and this grounded detachment becomes his most irresistible quality. When you stop trying to control everything, you will find that she begins to chase you more intensely. Psychology tricks reveal that women are more attracted to men who embody freedom, both in mind and in spirit. They're drawn to masculine energy that doesn't come from neediness or control, but from confidence and security. The more a man can create space and let go, the more she can feel his strength and presence without feeling threatened or cornered. Remember this: the key to attracting the right woman is not through control, but through allowing the natural flow of attraction to unfold. Let go, trust more, and watch her desire for you grow. The greatest relationship advice you can ever get is this: be the man who doesn't need to control, but who leads with confidence and detachment. This is how to fall in love and keep the passion alive. 5. The silent test. Why women push you away to see if you'll chase. If you've ever been ignored by a woman you were sure liked you, then you've been through the silent test. One day, she's warm, laughing at your jokes, responding to your messages quickly. The next day, she's distant, cold, and busy. Now, most men panic at this point. They flood her phone with texts. They double down on effort, trying to fix whatever they think went wrong. They think, if I try harder, if I show her I care more, she'll come back. And that's where most men fail. Why? Because she wasn't looking for more words. She was looking for proof of your frame. Let me tell you about Sam. He's 53, and he started dating a woman who was 20 years younger than him. Everything was going perfectly, until one weekend, she suddenly stopped replying. Now, old Sam, the desperate version of himself, would have lost sleep over it. He would have blown up her phone with texts, calling, begging for her attention. But the new Sam, the man who had grown and understood masculine energy, responded differently. He didn't chase. He didn't beg. He didn't panic. Instead, he said 2 words: your choice. Then he let it go. No chasing, no begging. And within 48 hours, she was reaching out to him, more interested than before. That's the power of masculine energy. In those 2 words, she felt his strength. She realized that he wasn't going to fall apart just because she pulled away. She could sense that he wasn't a man who would crumble under pressure. And let's face it, women want to feel safe, not only physically, but emotionally. They want a man who can stand firm, who can weather the storms of life and relationship challenges without losing his composure. Psychologically, women test men in this way because they want to know if you are a high value man, someone who holds steady, not someone who bends and folds under the smallest amount of resistance. When a woman pulls away, she's not rejecting you. She's testing your strength. And here's the real key: if you crumble when she withdraws her attention, you fail. But if you stand tall, detached, and unshaken, she will be magnetically drawn to that inner security. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, once said, "If you would judge, understand." This is a principle that applies beautifully to understanding female psychology. You see, when she pulls away, don't take it personally. Don't let your ego inflate or deflate based on her behavior. What's really happening is simple. She wants to see how you react to a challenge. She wants to feel that you are steady, strong, and reliable. That's the essence of masculine energy, staying calm under pressure. This moment is the test that separates the high-value men from the rest. A man who understands his worth doesn't chase after a woman when she pulls away. Instead, he holds his ground and proves that he is not desperate. He has the mental and emotional strength to remain detached. It's not about being cold, but about being unshaken. You see, when you don't chase her, when you give her space, you're demonstrating a powerful quality that every woman craves in a man: self-control. You're showing that you're not desperate for her attention, and that, in itself, makes you irresistible. Women don't want a man who will break down when they stop texting. They want a man who can stand tall, hold his ground, and remain calm, no matter what. That's what makes you a high-value man, someone whose energy, confidence, and emotional steadiness make him magnetic. The mindset shift is crucial here. When she withdraws, do not chase. Do not fight. Do not crumble. Breathe. Hold your ground. And in that moment, with just 2 words, your choice, you've passed the test. You've proven more than 1,000 speeches ever could. You've proven your strength, your detachment, and your unshakable confidence. And that is what will make her come back to you, more attracted than ever. Don't be fooled by her pulling away. She's testing you. Be the man who stands tall, even when she steps back. You must prove that you are solid, stable, and unwavering in your confidence. This is the key to attracting her and keeping her. If this resonates with you, hit like, comment below, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Don't forget to subscribe for more powerful insights. Comment to remember: I stand strong, no matter the test. 6. Why respect is sexier than compliments. Here's a truth that many men struggle to swallow: women don't want your endless compliments. What they truly crave is respect. Compliments? They're cheap. Anyone can hand those out. But respect? That's rare. It's not something you offer just because she's attractive. It's earned. And that's what makes it valuable. Think about it. Take Tom, for example. He's 48, and for years, he's been dating younger women. But he noticed a pattern. Every time he flooded them with compliments too quickly, the spark faded fast. He thought he was being generous, that he was doing the right thing. But what he didn't realize was that he was elevating them, putting them on a pedestal. He was placing them above himself. And when that happens, the attraction dies. Respect is the foundation of any strong bond. Then one evening, something shifted. A woman asked him, point blank, what he thought of her. Without missing a beat, he leaned back, paused, and said, "Show me." Just 2 words. That simple shift in energy made all the difference. He stopped handing out respect as if it were a freebie. Instead, he made it clear: she had to earn it. She wasn't the prize by default. She had to rise to meet his standards. The result? Instant attraction. That night, her attraction for him skyrocketed. And why? It's because, at a fundamental level, women are wired to seek men who have standards. If you're just throwing compliments around, you're showing her you're just another guy desperate for her attention. But when you hold back, when you reserve your respect, that creates a challenge. It triggers something inside her. She feels the magnetic pull to prove herself to you. As Marcus Aurelius said, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. A good man doesn't grovel. He doesn't just hand out validation. He lives with standards. And more importantly, he lets people, especially women, rise or fall based on how they meet those standards. This is the Stoic mindset. This is the foundation of iron mind and old Stoic wisdom. Now, let's look at the reality of modern relationships. Compliments are too easy to common. They carry no weight. Think about it. You've heard it before. You look beautiful. You're so amazing. You're perfect. These words are nice, but they don't set you apart. They don't make her feel like she's got to earn your attention. She doesn't want to be praised endlessly for simply showing up. What she wants is to be seen for her efforts, her qualities, her actions. She wants to prove she's worthy of your respect. Here's where Stoicism comes in. The wisdom of the Stoics teaches us to be men of standards, men of principles. We don't give our respect out freely because it's not something to be handed away for nothing. In the world of Stoicism, respect is earned. You must have an iron mind. You must hold firm to your own standards. You must refuse to worship at the altar of validation. When you do this, your value increases, your presence becomes magnetic. You see, when you hold back your praise, when you stop giving her the crown before she's earned it, you give her the space to prove herself. And that's when attraction deepens. That's when she starts chasing you, not the other way around. So, don't waste your time on empty words. Don't throw compliments around just to make her feel good. Instead, use 2 words. Show me. That simple shift in approach will make her fight for your attention, not the other way around. Watch her attraction soar as you raise the bar and challenge her to step up to meet your standards. 7. The final key. 2 words reveal your entire frame. Winning a woman's heart isn't about what you say, it's about how you say it and the power behind those words. The real magic doesn't lie in the phrases themselves, it's in the frame you bring to them. For example, you could say the same 2 words to a woman, but if you're a weak man, they'll fall flat. Why? Because women don't only hear your words, they feel your presence when you speak. The tone, the body language, the silence after, it's all part of the equation. That's where the power lies. Take Michael, for instance. At 56, he spent years mastering lines and trying to impress women, but they always slipped away. What changed? Michael stopped performing. He embraced discipline, self-respect, and detachment. And those same 2 words he'd been using for years suddenly worked like magic. Why? Because they were no longer just words. They were backed by a man who meant them. Women can feel the difference. It's not about the line you use, but about the life that backs it. Psychology tells us that communication is only partially verbal. The rest is in body language, tone, and emotional state. When you speak with calm, grounded energy, without fear of loss or the need for approval, she feels it. This bypasses her logic and goes straight to her instincts. It's why 2 words can do more than 1,000 carefully crafted lines. Those words reveal your essence, your frame. Epictetus once said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." If you want your words to carry weight, then become the man who lives those words. The 2 words are just the spark. Your frame is the fire that fuels them. Start focusing less on saying the perfect thing and more on becoming the perfect man. When your frame is strong, any 2 words can open doors that no one else can touch. Women aren't waiting for another smooth talker. They're waiting for a man who speaks with presence. 2 words from a solid frame carry more weight than 10,000 words from a place of need. As Marcus Aurelius wisely put it, the best revenge is not to be like your enemy. Don't be like the men who chase, beg, or crumble under pressure. Be the man who stands firm, speaks less, but means more. Speak from truth, not from need. Because in the end, attraction isn't about tricks, it's about power. And real power doesn't shout, it whispers. And the world leans in to listen. If you're ready to stop chasing and want to speak with a presence that makes every challenge seem like an opportunity, step into the brotherhood. Drop a comment below with the phrase, "My words carry weight." Let me know you're not just here to watch, but you're here to become. And if this message resonates, make sure to subscribe because every week We're diving into the psychology, philosophy, and raw truths that transform men from invisible to unforgettable. Remember, brother, it only takes 2 words to open her mind, but it takes a lifetime of discipline to become the man who can say them. Start now. The power of discipline and self-respect. As you reflect on this lesson, understand that using those 2 words effectively depends on who you are as a person. It's about discipline and self-respect, not just in how you speak, but in how you live. Every day, you either build yourself up or let yourself fall into habits of desperation, neediness, and insecurity. The men who succeed in relationships aren't those who try too hard. They're the ones who are grounded in their purpose, who don't need validation from others to feel complete. So, what now? Take an honest look at your life. Are you living with discipline and self-respect? Are your actions consistent? Do your words match your intentions? If not, don't worry, this is where the work begins. Change doesn't happen overnight, but small, consistent changes can bring you closer to the man you're meant to be. The man who doesn't beg for attention because he knows his worth. The man whose presence is magnetic without needing to chase. The importance of patience. Patience is another key trait that separates successful men from unsuccessful ones. In today's world of instant gratification, it's easy to fall into the trap of wanting everything fast. We want instant attraction, instant results. But true attraction doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, patience, and the willingness to let things unfold naturally. Women, like men, need time to process their feelings. When you stop rushing and let things unfold at their own pace, you become more attractive. The power of self-awareness. Self-awareness is crucial on this journey. As you continue to develop your inner strength and masculine presence, it's important to regularly check in with yourself. Are you being authentic? Are you acting with honesty and integrity? The man who is aware of his strengths and weaknesses and remains true to himself is the man women are drawn to. It's not about pretending to be perfect. It's about owning who you are, flaws and all. This authenticity builds trust and respect, which are far more valuable than any surface-level attraction. Creating your own value. Your value isn't defined by what others think of you. It's not about being rich, tall, or having perfect looks. Your value comes from within, from the way you carry yourself, how you speak, and how you treat others. When you begin to see yourself as valuable, others will begin to see you that way too. A man who knows his worth doesn't need to prove it. He simply lives it. He walks with confidence, not arrogance, speaks with authority, not pride, and commands respect without demanding it. To wrap this up, my friend, remember that the 2 words you need to wield with strength and clarity are not magical phrases meant to manipulate or control. They are a reflection of the man you are becoming. When you speak with confidence, clarity, and self-respect, your words carry weight. You no longer need to try to impress her or win her approval. You simply need to stand firm in your own truth, and the right woman will come to you. So, brother, embrace the power of those 2 words. Live with purpose. Build your inner strength. Let your words be the reflection of the man you are becoming. It's not about the words themselves, it's about the power behind them. When you become the man who lives with discipline, self-respect, and authenticity, those 2 words will open doors that no other man can touch. Take action, trust in your growth, and remember, your true power lies in who you are, not just what you say. Keep becoming that man.